So today we're gonna talk about eutrophication toward fish population. So this is our topic. So let's check it out.
Eutrophication is characterized by acid plant and algae growth due to the increased availability of one or more limiting growth factors needed for photosynthesis, such as sunlight, carbon dioxide, and nutrient fertilizer. Harmful algae bloom, dead zone, and fish kill are the result of eutrophication occur. The nutrients commonly which lead to overgrowth of plant and algae are phosphorus and nitrogen. Oxygen depletion of water body may occur in this process. Eutrophication occurs naturally over centuries as land age and are filled in with sediment. When the environment becomes enriched with nutrients, increase the amount of plant and algae grow to the estuaries and water coastal, the eutrophication will occur. Human activity have accelerated the rate of eutrophication. Scientists link algae bloom to nutrient enrichment resulting from anthropogenic activity such as agriculture, industry, sewage disposal during 1960 and 1970. As this nutrient lead to algae bloom, and hypoxic water can kill fish, seagrass, and reduce essential fish habitat. The non-consequences of cultural eutrophication include bloom of blue-green algae, threatened drinking water supply, degradation of recreational opportunity, and hypoxia.
There are some statements that prove the existence of issues about eutrophication. First statement from General Limnology and Oceanography. The statement is research has made it unequivocally clear that a comprehensive strategy to prevent excessive amounts of nitrogen and phosphorus from entering waterways is needed to protect lakes, rivers, and cause from water quality deterioration. Second statement from Global Change Biology. The statement is that external supplies of nitrogen and phosphorus cause not only primary production to increase, but a simultaneous rise in pelagic fisheries. The third statement from Frontiers in Ecology and the Environment. The statement is human activity has greatly accelerated the flows of nutrients to estuaries and other coastal marine ecosystems over the past half-century, increasing primary production and causing widespread eutrophication.
Indicated that DIN, dissolved inorganic nitrogen, are strongly influenced by the domestic sewage from Guangzhou city itself, and nitrate is the main form of DIN in most areas. Concentration of silicate and phosphate are generally controlled by the Pearl River of Guangzhou city. To gain a better understanding of eutrophication, we investigated the seasonal and spatial distribution of water quality at 17 stations in Guangzhou season. Nutrient salinity and chemical and physical parameters were determined in February, May, August, and October in 2005 to 2007.
So today I'm gonna talk about how algae bloom happens. So algae bloom occur when there is a combination of environmental conditions that are favorable to sustain the growth and survival of algae. As such, the recurrence is relatively short life, lasting only 4 weeks to a few months in a particular area and difficult to predict. One major requirement is the overabundance of nutrients, which are nitrogen, phosphorus, and presence of water. Nutrient depletion into the water may come from urban area, fertilizer, wastewater, and river runoff outflow. So when nutrient increase in the water, the right combination of water, salinity, temperature, sunlight, and water circulation movement can trigger an algae bloom. So in addition, freshwater harmful algae bloom are influenced by turbidity, whereas marine harmful algae bloom are enhanced by tidal current and wind pattern.
And why is eutrophication important to us? So the first reason is it decreases supply of fishes for human consumption. This is because fishes don't really prefer harmful algae bloom species, and without enough nutrients, their size will decrease, their population will decrease. So they won't be able to keep up with the commercial demand like seafood markets. And then the second reason is it affects human health. Urea fertilizer will cause a spike in Pseudonacia australis, which is a type of phytoplankton species that produces domoic acid. This domoic acid will cause emerging cell fish poisoning, which is ASP. ASP will cause gastrointestinal distress, confusion, disorientation, memory loss, coma, and death in humans.
Harmful algae bloom are a major environmental problem in all 50 states. Red tide, blue-green algae, and cyanobacteria are examples of harmful algae bloom that can have severe impact on human health, aquatic ecosystem, and the economy. Harmful algae bloom can be green, blue, red, or brown. They can be scummy or look like paint on the surface of the water. Harmful algae bloom can produce extremely dangerous toxins that can sicken or kill people and animals. Create dead zone in the water, rise treatment costs for drinking water, hard industry that can depend on clean water.
Do you know that harmful algae blooms have direct impacts on human health and negative influences on human well-being, mainly to their consequence to coastal ecosystem service like fisheries and tourism, and other marine organisms and environment. Harmful algae blooms are natural phenomena, but this event can be favored by anthropogenic pressure in coastal area. Global warming and associated changes in the ocean could affect harmful algae bloom occurrence, although forecasting the possible trend is still speculative and requires intensive multidisciplinary research. At the beginning of the 21st century, with expanding human population, particularly in coastal and developing countries, mitigating harmful algae bloom impacts on human health and well-being is becoming a more pressing public health need. The available tools to address this global challenge include maintaining intensive, multidisciplinary and collaborative scientific research and strengthening the coordination with stakeholders, policymakers, and the general public.